All right, we are officially live. I'm going to go ahead and give you all a few minutes to file in before we jump into today's member case study. As you're joining me, let me know where you're watching from. Also, don't forget to say hi in the comments. I always really love seeing familiar faces and names pop up every week. Also, if this is your first live event here inside BBM, I just want to take a second to welcome you. I am so glad that you're here. Remember, these live events happen each week on Monday. Today's coaching session is going to be one that I really think is going to resonate with a lot of women who have ever found themselves comparing themselves to the woman they are, like in a past version, who they used to be. So while everybody is filing in, go ahead and tell me in the comments, are you somebody who is currently pregnant, postpartum? Are you in a busy mom season, perimenopause? Let me know. I'd love to know who is here watching today, so let me know in the comments. All right, there you guys are. I see you coming in. Say hi. I'm so excited that you're here. Hello. Hi, Sophia. No, today is a member case study. Next week is our member live Q&A, and that's the first Monday of every month. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and jump in. As always, before we begin, I do want to remind everyone that today's coaching session is intended for educational purposes only and should not be considered individualized medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Every member's medical history, medications, lab work, and personal circumstances are unique. Today's discussion is based solely on the information that our members submitted and is designed to help educate our community on how the BBM method can be applied during this particular season of life. I don't have a one-on-one coaching relationship with anyone here in the app, including this member. Remember that nothing discussed today should be considered medical advice. And if you have questions about your own health or medical care, please make sure that you're working closely with your OB, your midwife, your physician, or any other qualified healthcare provider. All right, let's go ahead and meet Jessica. Jessica is 31 years old. She's 5'6" and currently weighs about 189 pounds. She is 7.5 months pregnant with her third baby and is a stay-at-home mom to 2 little ones already. So right away, I just want to say something. Jessica, first of all, thank you so much for trusting me with your story. Pregnancy is such a vulnerable season, right? Your body is changing almost daily. Your hormones are changing. Your emotions are changing. And I know that a lot of people suddenly feel very entitled around you to comment on your body, your weight, what you're eating, whether or not you're exercising enough or exercising too much. And it can feel literally like everybody has an opinion about what you should do. So again, thank you so much again for allowing me to do this and for the community to be able to walk through this submission together with you. For everybody else who is watching today though, please remember that these weekly events cannot happen without you. So if you've ever considered submitting your data for a chance to be featured, please do it. I would love to help give you insight, and I would also love to help all of the other women who are watching this feel less alone in their journeys. All right, back to Jessica. Jessica told me that in her submission before children that she weighed about 130 pounds. Since having her first 2 children, her normal weight has settled somewhere between 150 to 160 pounds. She also shared something that I think that so many women quietly wonder but don't always say out loud. She said that she would love to get back to that 130 range someday, but she's not sure if that is even realistic. And honestly, I think that sentence became the primary focus immediately for me of what I wanted to coach through today, because I don't actually want Jessica to spend very much time thinking about that specific number right now. Not because having goals is bad, but because I really think that she's asking herself a question that literally nobody, including me, can answer today. And that is such an important lesson, because one of the things that I say all of the time here in BBM is that we have to coach ourselves through the season that we are presently in, not the season that you're imagining or wishing that you were in, right? There's a compatibility issue. Right now, Jessica isn't postpartum. She hasn't recovered from labor. She hasn't gone through the hormonal shifts that happen after delivery. She hasn't finished breastfeeding. She isn't sleeping through the night. Literally none of those things have happened yet. So why would we spend today's energy trying to solve tomorrow's problems? We don't know what tomorrow is going to look like yet. Maybe breastfeeding for her goes exactly how she hopes, and maybe it doesn't. Maybe she will naturally lose weight quickly this postpartum season, or maybe recovery is going to take longer as a mom of 3. Maybe her baby is going to sleep beautifully through the night almost immediately, and maybe this baby is going to keep her awake every 2 hours for the first year or 2 of its life. All of those things are going to affect Jessica's capacity. They're going to affect her hormones and her body's ability to release weight. And the reality is, at 7.5 months pregnant, we simply don't know yet how those things are going to play out, right? So here's the thing. When we spend all of our emotional energy trying to solve hypothetical future problems, we stop showing up for life as it's happening right here and now today. And that's why inside BBM, we coach based on your current season and your current capacity, not your future season, not your future capacity. And so I really want to take this a step further because I think that this is where my philosophy is a little different than what you hear everywhere else online. Because how many times have you heard the phrase, bounce back after baby? It's everywhere, right? Absolutely everywhere in marketing for postpartum moms. Bounce back to workouts, bounce back meal plans, bounce back challenges, bounce back bodies. And honestly, I've never loved that phrase because your body isn't supposed to go backwards. And I really, really want you guys to think about that. Life changes us. Pregnancy changes us. Motherhood changes us. Stress, aging, surgery, loss, it all changes us. Every season that we walk through creates a new version of the woman that we are. So why would we expect our body to go backward when everything else in our life keeps moving forward? Personally, I don't want women chasing the body that they had before children. I want them building the healthiest body possible for the woman that they've become today. And that is a totally different goal. One that's rooted in comparison, the other is rooted in growth, and that's why I don't really believe in bouncing back. I really, truly believe in bouncing forward. Forward with wisdom, forward with more experience, forward with more compassion for yourself, forward with habits that fit the woman that you are today, not the woman that you were 10 or 20 years ago. So, Jessica, I hope that you really hear me when I say this. Your body has already done something incredible twice, and now it's doing it for a third time. Don't rush this season. Your worth isn't measured by whether you someday weigh 130 pounds again. Your worth isn't even measured by whether you weigh 160 pounds again. I know personally what it feels like to hold on to a number and let that be the measure of your worth, of your beauty, of your success, of your happiness, of your confidence. But I promise you, what you are actually holding on to is not that number. It's about what that number represents when you were once her. And the greatest news is you are still her, and you're going to carry her forward into the stronger, wiser, more confident version of her that you will ever become in the future, regardless of what you weigh. But right now, your body is literally growing another human being, and that is what deserves your attention, not the hypothetical number on the scale months or even years from now. So I just want to pause for a second because I am so curious for everybody who's here live and on replay. If you've ever felt the pressure to bounce back after having a baby, can you let me know in the comments right now? Tell me honestly, like, is that you? Is that something that you still struggle with? How did you overcome it? I know that some women still are struggling with it 20 years postpartum. So if you are one of those people, I promise you, you are not alone. I have been there numerous times myself in multiple postpartum seasons, all right? So let's go ahead and talk now about what Jessica believes is her biggest struggle, because in her submissions, she said that it was consistency. She said she enjoys her pregnancy series workouts. She really likes them. She wants to do them, but she doesn't feel like pushing play is happening often enough to see any benefit. And I think that this is another place where our expectations become really, really important. Because if your definition of a successful workout is still based on what you accomplished before pregnancy, of course you are going to feel like you are falling short. But pregnancy changes the purpose of movement. Before pregnancy, maybe your workouts were about fat loss. Maybe they were about changing how your body looked. Maybe they were about burning calories. Maybe they were about seeing a lower number on the scale. But the season you're in right now is pregnancy, and none of those are the primary goal right now. Movement has an entirely different purpose. You are preparing your body for labor. You are preparing your body for delivery. You are maintaining your strength, supporting your mobility. You are helping circulation. You are managing your discomfort. You're building the foundation to support your body after birth. And all of those are wins. Sometimes I think women miss those wins because they're still measuring pregnancy through the lens of weight loss or trying to control how much weight they ultimately gain. But those aren't the same season. Those aren't even the same goals. So when we expect them to be, that's when we end up feeling like we're failing. When in reality, We're just simply measuring success with the wrong ruler. Now, let's go ahead and shift gears, and I want to talk about her nutrition, because this is actually where Jessica was incredibly self-aware. She shared that she's home with her kids all day. She's constantly moving, constantly taking care of everyone else, and she doesn't necessarily struggle while she's busy. It's actually during the nap time or those rare quiet moments after the kids go to bed, and that's when she finds herself turning to food. And I thought that that was a really important observation on her behalf, because so often women will tell themselves, I just have no self-control. But that's not actually what Jessica was describing. She was describing something much more common that we all deal with. She says she eats in the quiet. And I want everyone watching to think about that for a minute. How often do you assume that you are physically hungry when what you're actually experiencing is that first moment that you've had to yourself all day? Sometimes food becomes a reward, right? Sometimes it becomes the break. Sometimes it becomes that transition between taking care of everyone else and finally sitting down. That doesn't make you broken. It just makes you aware of something really important, because awareness always has to come before change. So instead of asking, how do I stop eating during nap time? I'd rather that Jessica start asking, what am I actually needing in this moment? Am I hungry, or am I exhausted? Am I hungry, or is this the first time today that nobody needs anything from me? Am I hungry, or am I finally just sitting still? Those are really important questions because they all have different answers, and here's why it matters. If the answer is hunger, then you eat. You're 7.5 months pregnant. Your body needs fuel. But if you're really craving just 5 minutes where nobody's touching you, where nobody's literally asking you questions every second of the day and nobody needs a snack, then food might not actually be solving the problem that you're trying to solve. And that is a super important distinction. Now, Jessica also shared that food quality for her has been a struggle because she's trying to cook meals for her young children that they're actually going to eat. So can we just all acknowledge that for a second? Because I have that same problem in my house, that it's one of the biggest challenges of motherhood. You have your own nutrition goals, right? But then your toddler wants only beige foods. Someone refuses the vegetables. Someone else suddenly hates chicken this week, even though they loved it yesterday. I mean, food can literally feel impossible. But here's what I don't want Jessica to do. I don't want her making one meal for her kids and another completely different meal for herself. Because honestly, that is not sustainable. Can I get you guys to raise your hand if you agree with me on that? We need to build the meals around whole foods whenever possible, which means protein, a fruit, a vegetable, carbohydrate, healthy fat, and then we're gonna modify the portions and the components for the kids if needed. Maybe your toddler only eats fruit and chicken. That's okay. Maybe somebody only wants rice. That's okay too. Our job as parents isn't to force perfect eating. Our job is to keep exposing our kids to whole foods while making sure that mom isn't surviving on chicken nuggets and pizza crust left over from everyone else's lunch. Because believe it or not, that happens to all of us, including myself. So Jessica, I think you've probably been doing more of that than you even realize. And again, I just want to check in with everybody watching. If you've ever finished your kids' leftovers or grabbed that last handful of goldfish crackers that they didn't eat instead of making yourself an actual meal, can you just drop a heart right now in the comments and let me know, let Jessica know? Because honestly, I think that the food struggle, if it looks like that in your house, it needs to be shared. Because I have a feeling that we are all going to have quite a few moments like that where the dinosaur chicken nuggets is what we're consuming as we stand over the kitchen sink to do dishes, right? No judgment, because again, I have it too. I have those moments too. So now I want to talk about something that Jessica mentioned, honestly, which tugged at my heart. She said that she is already anxious about postpartum, not because she's obviously there yet, but because historically that's when she gained even more weight. And I completely understand why she's worried. When we've lived through something really difficult like that before, our brain naturally assumes that it's going to happen again. But Jessica, I just want to gently challenge you on just one thing here. You're borrowing stress from a season that hasn't happened yet. You're literally carrying tomorrow's worries today. And that is super heavy, especially during pregnancy. It's the what if. Instead of spending the next several weeks fearing postpartum, I want you to think, what if you spent the time preparing for postpartum? Because that's a completely different thing, right? So instead of saying, what if I gain more weight? I want the preparation to be, what habits can I build today that are going to support me after the baby arrives? There's a huge difference. One keeps you stuck and the other gives you something that you can actually control. You can't control exactly how your hormones are going to respond after delivery. You can't control how quickly your body recovers. You can't control whether your baby sleeps through the night, but you can control the habits that you're practicing today. You can practice pressing play on your pregnancy method workout. You can practice building meals around whole food. You can practice protein. You can practice slowing down long enough to ask whether you're actually hungry. Those are skills, and skills are what transfer into your next season. So that's really what we're building here inside of the BBM method. Not just a healthier pregnancy for you, but a stronger foundation for postpartum. Because postpartum isn't going to be the finish line either. It's simply your next season. And if we keep looking at pregnancy as something that we just have to survive until we can finally get our body back, we're going to miss all of the incredible work that is happening for you right now. So, Jessica, here's what I want you focusing on over the next 8 to 10 weeks before baby arrives. First, I want you to keep showing up to your pregnancy series or doing the weekly plan workouts with us. Not because you're trying to burn calories, not because you're trying to avoid weight gain, but because every single workout is preparing your body for labor. It's preparing your body for recovery and motherhood. Second, I want you to stop worrying about getting back to 130 pounds. Honestly, take the number off the table. Not forever. I just want you to do it for now. I want you to show up for the woman that you are today, not for the woman that you hope to become someday. All right? Third, I need you to keep improving the food quality just one meal at a time. You're not aiming for perfection. You just want to make small bits of progress. That looks like eating more whole foods more often, protein and fiber whenever you can. Think simple family meals. There are so many recipes here in the food section of your app to give you that inspiration. Fourth, I want you to start noticing those quiet moments. Not to judge yourself, but just to become curious about what your body is actually asking you for. Because awareness is where that change is going to begin. And finally, I'd love to see you start looking at postpartum with hope instead of fear and anxiety. Not because it's going to be easy, because let's be honest here, it definitely won't. But because I know that you'll be walking into that season with the habits that you've been practicing for several weeks throughout the end of your pregnancy, and you'll have the momentum to carry you forward, which is a heck of a lot easier than trying to build momentum with a newborn, right? All right, so Jessica, I hope that today's coaching helps you realize that you are not behind and you are not failing. You are not supposed to be chasing the same goals that you had before pregnancy. You are in a completely different season now, and that season deserves completely different expectations that are going to align to your season and your capacity so that you don't burn out, okay? All right. Thank you again so much for trusting me with your story. I truly hope that this gives you the permission to stop chasing the woman you used to be so that you can start becoming the healthiest version of the woman that you are right now today. Because that is exactly what the BBM method is about, all right? Not bouncing back, but bouncing forward. And I am so grateful that you've given me the opportunity to really hammer that point home today. All right, ladies, that is it for me today. Remember to submit your own member case study for a chance to be featured via the link in the description. You'll find it in the replay. It is so important. These can't happen without you. So please, if you have considered doing that, this is your opportunity to do it today. Don't wait. You don't need perfect data. Just send me whatever you have, and I will see you guys inside the community. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye. If you found this coaching session helpful, imagine what it would feel like to have this level of guidance applied to your health journey every single day. That's exactly why I created the BBM method. When you join, you'll take a short quiz that helps identify your current season of life and gives you a personalized starting point. From there, you'll have access to your workouts, nutrition, guidance, coaching, community, recipes, meal plans, and all of the tools to help you stop starting over, no matter what life throws your way. Because your health shouldn't have to pause every time life gets busy. If you're ready to stop guessing and finally follow a plan built around your life, click the link below to take the quiz and discover your personalized starting point. I'll see you there.